The racetrack seems to be the perfect setting for the underdog. And we begin tonight with Dave Baker bringing us the story of a husband and wife team who, despite long odds, are consistent title holders.
When you take a look at thoroughbred owners, they run the gauntlet. Men and women who have been raised in the sport, to super rich businessmen, to world leaders. But there may not be any owner in thoroughbred racing any more unique than Ken Ramsey.
I'm goal-oriented. Like my ultimate goal would be to win the Kentucky Derby. But it's better to aim high and miss the mark than it is to aim low and hit it.
Ramsey grew up in tiny Artemis, Kentucky in Knox County, but he went on to make more than $1 million in a variety of endeavors.
I had a bunch of stock, and I got out over a year ago. So it worked out. I mean, I hit that one on the head. So now I've got the cash on the side to get back in whenever I think it's right. But you have to do opposite. You can't have the herd mentality. That'll kill you.
When Ken Ramsey gets passionate about something, watch out. And as a small child, he fell in love with a thoroughbred. And in 1969, he realized a boyhood dream of owning a horse.
We claimed this horse called Red Redeemer, which turned out to be nothing. In other words, he had 3 legs and was a gelding. 1 eye later on we found out, but so we got off to a very inauspicious beginning, but from there it was a challenge to keep trying to get better and better and better.
That may have been an inauspicious beginning, but as you can imagine, it did little to deter Ken Ramsey. At the end of the Keeneland Fall meet, figures showed that Ramsey and his wife Sarah owned 541 thoroughbreds, 109 of racing age, 191 mares, 89 yearlings, and 114 weanlings. That makes life here at what was historic Almahurst Farm busier than you can imagine.
So right now in the thoroughbred industry, it's a wonderful time to pick up brood mares. They're about 50 cents on the dollar. And on the claiming, everybody else is trying to get out. So I have claimed 16 horses down at Gulfstream and got another one I'm claiming tomorrow. Horses that I think are maybe worth twice what they should be, according to my rag sheet numbers, my calculation. So it's a good time if you got a little extra money to invest.
But it's the success on the track that gives Ramsey his greatest pleasure. Since 2002, Ramsey-owned horses have won 636 races and earned almost $26 million. They won the Eclipse as the sport's leading owners in 2004, and in 2005, this fellow from Eastern Kentucky was on top of the racing world when Roses in May captured the Dubai World Cup.
But when he crossed the finish line, I mean, it was just like euphoric. I think the only excitement I would have, even more than that, would be if I won the Kentucky Derby. I'm not saying if, it's when. I'm still confident I'm going to get it.
While his success is impressive, some would call Ramsey unconventional. He treats his horses in hyperbaric oxygen chambers, and his trainers, like salesmen in the real world, are given a number they have to hit.
I do have a rigid bar that I've set. In other words, if they don't win 20% over a rolling 1-year period, as I learned down in Disney seminar I went to, they can find their happiness someplace else.
Since 2000, Ken and Sarah Ramsey have been the leading owners at Keeneland 7 times. But since his wife suffered a stroke in 2007, Ken Ramsey has gone about finding a cure for the love of his life that makes his other passions pale in comparison.
We're optimistic. We're doing some stem cell stuff, planning now that they've lifted the ban on that, so we're looking forward to the future. She's very energetic and optimistic herself.
Many have focused on the difficult economic times we're facing, but Ken Ramsey has been through those before. That's why the ups and downs of thoroughbred racing are something he easily keeps in perspective.
I've got a business model that works, and I know it works, and that gives me confidence that even if I fail the first time, you know, I keep plowing on, just keep going, because eventually I think I'm going to come out on top. So I'm very resilient, and I'm not afraid to fail. You know, it doesn't bother me. As long as you don't quit, you're not a loser.